Film projection. For 100 years, this was the gold standard for cinematic experiences. I'm here to show a little glimpse of this art form on the cusp of its extinction. Before we get started, I'll show you a bit of how it works. The film runs through the brain, up the tree, through the gears, lamp, and audio laser, back to the platter. Projection started as hand cranks with pictures and began to evolve throughout the 20th century to the last platter-based projectors you see here. The basic principles have stayed constant.
To see what makes the movies talk. The sound is reproduced from a track on the side of the picture.
In 2013, Paramount was the first major studio to announce it would no longer be making film prints for distribution, starting the burying process of film and ushering the digital era.
It's a lot easier to deal with than film. Functionally, it's just a matter of getting a hard drive and plugging it into the digital projector and programming the projector and just letting it go. It's very simple. It's just a really quick operation. Whereas with film, it's you have to put the film together. It comes in reels. You have to splice it all together, build it up, check for scratches, check for any defects with it. It's more time consuming, more labor consuming also. With film, it's very intricate in how you load it from the platters to the projector and then back again. There's a complex process that has to be trained. It has to be you have to learn how to do. So it's somebody that actually has to practice doing it, and you have to be good at doing it. Otherwise, you can really mess up a film.
Essentially what I've done here is rigged it so that we will get a brain wrap. This is a very bad thing in film. Basically, one of these rollers right here, the film is now hopped in place in the middle of this, and we'll watch as it transpires. A little gnarly thing we get out of that. So now the film is mixed around this roller. We're getting some build up here. Oh, here we go. So this is what our film looks like now. So now that we had to lose a good chunk of film due to damage from the brain wrap, we've cut out the bad pieces, and so now we're missing sections of the movie, and now we get to splice it back in and hope that it all works out together. This is kind of how that works. So you cut off the frames to try and get them to match up as close as possible, which can be very difficult because a lot of scenes are really black and you can't see the lines. So then you end up playing the movie afterwards, and then it doesn't really match up entirely. Get the audio to match up. Pull this tape over. So now the film's back in one piece, but now we have to try and get all this back into there, which is easier said than done. You also have hundreds of possible mechanical problems. Here this hose is being used as a safety so the film doesn't fall off the platter. With digital, we get beautiful 4K display and pristine audio no matter how many times a film is played. Gone are the days when a film messes up and you have to stop it entirely and fix everything. Everything is done on a computer now, like everything else in life, but it makes functionality so much easier. With the touch of a button to play the movie, you can pause it, you can stop it, things of that nature. Skip trailers, skip commercials. Popular filmmaker Christopher Nolan is fighting to keep the art alive.
We need film projectors and film prints forever. If you want the choice, it's very important to support film now. Filmmakers are going out of their way to shoot film and talk about it. We want to see a world where there's a choice. It's important to preserve it for future generations.
While this is a great sentiment, I don't necessarily agree. I love my Super Nintendo, but I don't expect game companies to keep making games for it with today's technology. Film will forever be in our hearts, but it's time to go towards the future.